Hey, and thanks so much for stopping by my YouTube channel. My name's Paul Sillers. If you've been before, then I try and do a monthly update. Normally it's been about the middle of the month, but I'm starting to get back on top of things and getting this one ahead of things for August. So let me give you a little bit of a rundown. Do look in the comments below. We ran a competition in July. We were giving away one of these, which is the brand new Ubiquiti Dream router, or there was an option if you wanted to have the Ubiquiti AI 360 fisheye camera or the equivalent in Amazon vouchers. You can let me know. So have a look in the comments below. We'll announce the winner there. Get in contact with us and we'll sort out your prize. So where are we at with the supply chain? This is the darkest period. I said that last month. We knew June, then going into July and August were probably going to be some of the worst months that we would see as supply. And some of the vendors that I'm involved with have huge now delays, and added onto that the backlog. All right, so the ones we're not going to talk about or we'll mention very quickly at Ruckus, we know that's really 2023. There's some new stuff coming out to try and help with that. But if you're waiting for stuff, Ruckus, that's next year, really. All right, let's have a look at a few of the interesting ones. So WatchGuard, I was with WatchGuard last week with some of their executive team. Great update to have with them. They've actually, or up until recently, always rebranded their access points. It's another manufacturer's access points with their Wireless 6, their new Wireless 6 range. That is all of their own tooling, manufacturing, and property on the intellectual property on there. And as a result, currently at this point in time, their stock delivery is only 1 to 2 weeks. So if you're looking for an enterprise grade access point, not all the features are there. They've got some coming out in September, some updates towards the end of the year to fill in some of the gaps. But if you're looking for an enterprise grade access point, definitely look at some of the WatchGuard stuff. Again, with all of their firewall appliances, generally in a week to 2 weeks turnaround, you order them back to back. So WatchGuard have kept themselves in a really good position there. Look, Fortinet have been struggling, still are struggling. Some of those low-end units, like I've said before, make sure you probably buy them without subscriptions, add the subscriptions on extra. If you buy them as a bundle, then they'll probably hit the delay. PoE switch issues, as with most other people, wireless access points have been difficult as well. So allow a little bit of extra time there. Sonic Wall, back-to-back ordering, still pretty consistent. I would just say watch out if you're ordering one with wireless in it, can have a little bit of a longer delay. They have some new Wireless 6 access points on the way. Hopefully get to look at those before long. We'll do some box openings and reviews on those before long. That might help again change the supply on the wireless side of things for them. They haven't got any Wireless 6 and they've got very few on the Wireless 5 access points as deliverables at the moment. Then Sophos again, still not a bad supply. You do need to leave a little bit of time. We've written it out pretty well here in Australia. Again, those smaller units probably come in and out fairly easily. Probably need to leave 2 or 3 more weeks to allow those to come through. Bigger units can sometimes cause some issues and tend to be that a lot of the distributors lump everything together and do a bigger order and wait for that all to come in. So just again, get in contact with us. If you want to, details are in the footers of how to get in contact with us, and we can advise you exactly on any of these ones that I'm talking about. Meraki, look, again, you've really got to look around at options. A lot of their access points are at 170 odd days now. A lot of their switches are in the same place. Most of their routers, again, are 90 to 110 days. So pretty hit there. They've got a massive backlog. So it's not only just a supply issue now, it's a supply chain issue. It's backlogs that everybody's built up over this period of time as well. And obviously here in Australia, end of financial year, has added some extra load to all of that as well. So those are the key firewall vendors that we've looked at. TP-Link on the wireless and switching side. The stock's pretty good. Comes in and out a little bit, but it's pretty solid. So do look at those. Like I mentioned before, the Armada range is a pretty good replacement for Ubiquiti if you are looking for some of those as an option and you can't get some of the Ubiquiti products. Then let's get to Ubiquiti. All right, pretty shocking if you're looking for cameras. I think about 500 cameras came into Australia just like this week. Here I'm doing this right at the end of July, and there's back orders about 7,500. We're bringing in as many as we can. If you want help, we can bring these in directly from Ubiquiti in small batches. So if you have a specific order for 10, 20 or 30, or maybe even 5, whatever, do get in contact. We can work out a price for you. Like I said, details in the bottom of this video. A lot of the things we're seeing, massive shortage in Ubiquiti switches. None of the Gen 1s are around. So we're really struggling to get the right price point for PoE switches, because generally, as you know, the new USW range, so if you look at the USW 24 PoE, only 2/3 of the ports have PoE on them, and the power is really, really low. It's only sort of 90 something odd watts, compared with where we used to have the Gen 1s, the US-24-250, used to be 24 ports, all the ports and were PoE and gave out a total of 250 watts. So we're really struggling with all of the PoE switches in the Ubiquiti range. So cameras are pretty shocking, switches are pretty shocking. Wi-Fi 5 access points, pretty much non-existent. Only one you've really got around there is the Nano HD, a good one to have a look at. Again, get in contact. We can help you if you're looking for specific items. Wireless 6, the U6 Lite has come in and out of stock fairly regularly. Shortage at the moment, but we can get hold of them. Just get in contact. There's long ranges around. The Pro is generally around as well. Things like the UDM Pro, fairly shortage of those. Next shipment into Australia is going to be in December. So do get in quick if you're looking for the UDM Pros. Let us know, again, if you want help on those. UDM second special edition, there's more of those around. Like I said, we've got some exciting things like the UDR, the Ubiquiti Dream router here, which is really good little unit. Now actually can full support the cameras and everything else as well. So Ubiquiti are struggling like with everybody else, but that's probably a really quick roundup. People ask me what's going on in the market. We're moving towards, a unified everything, really. If we look in the firewall market, we are trying to get everything into one single pane of glass, so we protect our endpoint with our switches, with our firewalls. We're looking at identity management included in that, identity management being password management. So if you're looking for anything along those lines like LastPass or looking at WatchGuard Passport, then get in contact. We can give you some ideas of pricing and options. So in the firewall market, people are trying to, the vendors are trying to bring in switches if they've not already got them. They're trying to push a lot of the stuff to the cloud. What do we see in wireless? Wireless, we just see trying to make this happen. So we're seeing a struggle to find all of the right products that work. Ubiquiti have got, like I've said before, the new UISP range coming out, a router and a switch and a console. Console's just up there behind me there. Really nice, a bit like the Cloud Key. It has all of the software built into it as well. So that, again, we're trying to look for one management unit or one single pane of glass. That's where we're seeing the industry go at the moment. But hopefully that's a real quick update for you for August 2022. We're up and running with one of my sponsors, our new website, thetechgeeks.com. So do have a look at that. We can help you with your firewall, networking and wireless needs. But thank you again for stopping by my YouTube channel. Hopefully you'll subscribe and stay up to date.